Good day, learners. Today we're looking at the Excel charts. Maybe firstly, we need to look at why the reasons why we're using these charts. So charts help us to see the meaning behind the numbers. So they also help us to portray the data graphically to the audience. So in other words, the data as numbers or any info in the Excel worksheet will then be graphically represented to make sense and become clear to the audience. So here we've got the types of charts, popular types of charts that we find in Excel that are used on a day-to-day basis. So let's quickly look at the charts that we'll be creating today. This is your clustered column chart. Let's look at the chart elements or the first looks. Here we've got the chart title. Below that we've got the legend, and then you have your horizontal axis as represented by test marks, as well as your vertical axis. And then you will also notice that there is a line there, trend line, where there are learner names next to them, represented by a report mark, which is the term mark. And then in the chart area, you also find that there are columns, each column representing a test, the blue one representing test 1, and the other column representing test 2. All right. Now, let's quickly go to the data and create this clustered column chart. There's our data. Here we have a scenario where HODs are being called by the principal to a special meeting where they'll be analyzing the results for term one assessment. So each HOD is supposed to represent graphically the performance of each subject, and also we also need the tuber needs to look at the trend where the learners pass or where they fail, what needs to be done for the next term. So to create a chart, one is to highlight the data. Okay. Go to the Insert tab. I always encourage my learners to click on Recommended Charts button in case they are not sure which chart to choose, or they are unable to really recall what type of chart. So here we've got the All Charts tab, which is going to help the learner to actually look at the type of chart. And then obviously you'll have your recommended charts. In this case, the clustered column chart is a perfect example of the one that we've shown in the example. So you click on OK. Okay, now we need to work on our chart. Okay. There's our line. Okay, now on the top right hand corner, you have a button there which represents chart elements. If we click there, you have an option of checking and unchecking tick boxes. So if I check the axis titles and I click on that button, both are checked, meaning I'm able to rename them. This will be my horizontal axis, where I have test marks, and here is my vertical axis where I have learner names or surnames. Okay, surnames. Okay, Now, obviously, our basic formatting tools will also be applicable. If you click on the Home tab, you have your background field. Okay, let's choose that color. We are trying to choose options or colors that are going to resemble the chart that we have as an example. Okay, let's make our text bold. And then in our chart title, we're going to write get term 1 max of 2021. And then that font style in our example looks like Comic Sans. Okay. Now our legend is supposed to be on top. So let's go to the chart elements. Our legend, if we click on that legal button there, we have an option of putting it on the top. Okay. And then there's also something that we call the grid lines here, which are not visible in the chart example that we have. So the grid lines, we need to uncheck that one. Okay. Let's try and drag or make our chart larger. So in this line, what do we have there? We have learner names. Okay. So in this line, we just need to see, or we need to learn the skill on how we're gonna put our learner names there. So if I go to chart elements, I click on data labels, get the report marks, and then I also click on call outs, data call outs, same properties. I get the call outs for the learner names. Okay. Now we have Mbulelo there, who is Njamela. Oh, before we go to Mbulelo, let's also go to the properties there on the callouts. You'll notice that there's a report mark there. If I want to make that the report mark percentage, I need to click on the number here on the properties. In that code or format that is general, I need to add a percentage symbol after the general format, and then I add, then you'll get your percentages there. And then lastly, you notice that in the example that we have here, we sort of have a picture of Jamela there, if not graphic, a picture of Jamela there that we need to put in that bar. So what do you do to do that? You click on the affected bar twice or double click, then it's going to highlight the bar, and then you click on the fill icon, picture option, you insert, work offline, because I know where the picture is. It's in my desktop. Okay, so it's in my desktop. If I can go back in history, it's in my desktop, Excel charts, and then my picture is there. You insert the picture, then the picture will appear in the bar. What else that is missing here is the marks for each test. So the same skill applies here. You highlight the blue column, you add a label. You highlight the second test column, you add a label. then I think our chart is complete now. All right, so we also need this chart to be in the new sheet. So we click on the design tab and click in the move chart button, and then you rename the sheet or the worksheet that you want the chart to appear to as a glass start column chart sheet, and then click on OK. There's the chart located in the new sheet. Maybe we need to correct that. Glass start column. There you go. So let's quickly compare the two. I think they resemble. Thank you, learners, for watching this video. Next time we'll be doing a graph, a pie graph, a pie chart. Thank you for watching.